Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. We are here today. It is New Comic Book Day for the week of August 31st. We're going to get started right away because at any given time, we're just going to break out into a fit of laughter and we're going to have to redo this over and over again. So, yeah.
Hey guys, Tim from Capes and Scowls. Check me out at capesandscowlspodcast.com. Let's talk about this lamp. This lamp is the greatest thing I'm going to review this week. I read 3 books and I hated them all, so let's talk about this lamp. It's like a Christmas story, but Harley themed. It's pretty awesome, actually. It's really nicely made. We peeked at it. It's not broken. That's a plus. It's only $49.99, so if you love Harley, you need one of these. This is the greatest thing I'm going to review this week. Sorry.
Up first, all new Wolverine, annual number 1. Typical fashion as Marvel's been doing. Their annuals really have nothing to do with the regular series itself. There's nothing really in continuity, and this one's no different. Wolverine, or Laura, has had her body switch with Gwen Stacy, so it is literally out-of-body experiences between Wolverine and Spider-Gwen. The art follows more Gwen Stacy than it does X-23 or Laura. But it's a good book. It's kind of a cute read. It's a little bit more childish, but it's kind of, like I said, it's more along the lines of Spider-Gwen than it is Wolverine. So if you've liked either of those titles, you'll probably like this one too. If you don't like either of those titles, it's not really what you are used to reading, avoid this one, but I'd pick it up.
Hey guys, it's Jess from Team Ashen, and this week I did Uncanny Adventures 13. It is a Civil War 2. And it actually leaves off where I believe Paul did this one last time, where Hawkeye killed Bruce Banner, and so he's now being taken by the police and he's kept in custody, and who other than Deadpool is going to go and try to break him out of jail now. And you actually kind of see, I really love this because of the fact, well, for one, I love all Deadpool comics. You kind of probably seen that about me so far, but I really like it just because his banter and all the funny things he has to say, typical Deadpool stuff, but it's no shortage of that in here. So it actually is a quick pace. It keeps going the entire time, and you end up finding out that Hawkeye maybe is really having a hard time with his first kill, and Deadpool's trying to try to make him laugh and say, like, hurry up, you don't have much time to get out of here, and Hawkeye chooses to pretty much pay for what he's done. So then it kind of like is going to flash back to the day before, and you're going to see Cable and Captain America maybe separate a little bit, and there might be some plotting going on, not in a good way anymore. So you're going to see Cable kind of turn the tides a little bit. I would say with this one, if you have not already been in this, it'd be great to get the backstory to this to kind of know. I hope I didn't spoil to anybody. You've been with us, you would know that, Hulk's already gone. But I really feel like this is a good one to just continue on with. This is a 13, so you're going to have to jump in there, or like I said, get the back ones. But again, since you already know that, it's always a great time to start as well. So if you're a Deadpool person, if you're a Civil War person, if you're a Captain America person, you're going to enjoy this one, so make sure you check it out. Thanks.
Alright, so this is a Top Cow and Image comic collaboration. It is called Eden's Fall #1. It features characters from other books like Postal and Think Tank. I have never read any of those books. They seem okay. This book is about a group of those characters that are former FBI agents going after a killer that is taking refuge in the town of Eden. The town of Eden is very difficult to find. It is run by former criminals, and you get sent there I guess this murderer did something good for somebody somewhere in Washington. They got him sent here instead and helped him escape the authorities. This book is extremely well written. I just don't care about it. I don't like the characters. I don't like how they interact with each other. I think like this plot with better characters would be really good. But this book, I hated. I'm sorry, but I hated it. I tried, but I hated it. This is Cliff's fault, by the way.
Next up, Lazarus, issue number 24. For those who don't know what Lazarus is, it is a post-apocalyptic story from Image. You have several large families that are that have basically divvied up the world for themselves. You have serfs, which are basically people that work for the families, and then you have everybody else, which they refer to lovingly as waste. The political turmoil between the families, and rather than start large-scale wars, each family has an avatar that they call Lazarus, basically a person that they've engineered to fight their battles for them. In Lazarus, we follow the Carlisle family and follow the tales of Forever Carlisle. This issue picks up in the middle of the war. We have some families that are going to be going down. A couple families are going to be rising up into higher positions. We have Forever basically spiraling out of control, as she has been in the last couple of issues. It's very well-written issues. This is one of the things I've always liked about Lazarus. Is very well-written. I've never been a fan of the artwork, but the storyline has always been strong enough for me to kind of overlook the art, and this is no different either. So I highly suggest picking this one up. This is one of the ones that I stay current on at all times, so definitely pick up Lazarus.
Alright guys, my next book is Jim Thompson's The Killer Inside Me. Jim Thompson apparently was an author back in the, I think he died in the 70s, so he was primarily more in the 50s, 60s. This book takes place in the 50s. It is kind of a noir story. He's known for noir, but it doesn't feel like your typical noir, because I enjoy noir. I did not enjoy this. The main character is this dopey cop who is secretly an asshole, basically. He is just a horrible human being. You don't sympathize for him at all. You don't want him to win. You want horrible stuff to happen to him, and it really doesn't happen. The only good thing about this book is they wrote the 50s pretty well. They wrote the time frame very well. The dialogue, the way people talked, the way they interact with each other. But this book is garbage. Okay.
Alright guys, so I also read the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a 1, so a perfect time to start. Everybody loves Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? So it is a good one, obviously. The only thing that I feel about this, don't hate me y'all, is that it kind of was like a slow read. It kind of lagged on a little bit, and I guess they're trying to give you the entire background of everything, except it kind of just jumps into a part with like April and trying to get this doctor to kind of help her again, and her knowing the past and you know what happened, how Master Splinter may have killed somebody before, and I don't want to give too much away about it because I want you guys to read it, but it did take a little bit of time. Now the soldiers are out and they're trying to kill any of the mutants, and so the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are classified under the mutants, so they are under attack, and they're trying to save April because she's like stuck in a building where they know other mutants are, and then they're also trying to fight a mutant, which is a new mutant you're going to see here, and then there's also ninjas that they have to take out as well. So there's a little bit going on here, but it does drag on a little bit. However, I would say that the illustrations, I really did like the illustrations in this one. I like the way that it looks. It looks a little bit different than much I'm used to seeing in comics anymore. So make sure you definitely check this one out, especially if you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, which I feel like we all are at this point. And I will give you a heads up that it does drag on a little bit. So that's the only negative thing I really have to say about this. But I enjoyed it, so I hope you guys check it out as well. Thanks.
Okay, so my last book was the only... I was told to do these horrible indie books, as I'm always told, because I'm the only one who has the stomach for it, I guess. But this is from American Mythology. I thought this was going to be the only book I was going to like. This book was garbage, too. So from American Mythology Productions, we have Equilibrium. Just like that movie, that's a cult classic that you love, with Christian Bale and Taye Diggs. Who doesn't love Taye Diggs? But this book's pretty terrible. The art is pretty terrible. This picture of Christian Bale that is photoshopped in the corner, all pixelated like, is pretty terrible. This is a sequel to the movie, and it is pretty terrible in the sense where you don't care for the main character, who is trying to find Christian Bale's character, who's gone missing since the end of the movie. There's some ultra violence at times, but the fight scenes are kind of horribly drawn. The character you don't care about. The supporting characters you don't care about. The book ends with him locating Christian Bale's character, who looks nothing like Christian Bale at all. This book was just hastily done, I feel. It's like, let's cash grab on Equilibrium. It's a thing people may remember. Which, just go watch that movie. Don't read this. I come to the comic book store. I will show you better books to buy. Like Sex Castle. That book's awesome. Anyways, this is not. I wouldn't get it.
Last but certainly not least, it is this week's installment of What You Should Be Reading. So we're going to be, every week we're going to be doing a trade of an issue that probably isn't on your radar. Something more or less not DC, not Marvel, unless it's something that might be obscure on either one of those ends. So this is I Hate Fairyland. This is written and drawn by Scotty Young. A lot of you may know him from a lot of the variant covers that Marvel's doing. This is no different, but the entire issue is drawn, or actually the entire series is drawn this way. It follows the tales of a wonderful 7-year-old girl who wishes to be brought into a fantasy land and live like a fairy princess. She gets her wish in the worst possible way ever. She is put on a quest. Think Wizard of Oz. She is Dorothy, and she's going to be going on her quest. And all she has to do is get to the end of that quest, and she will get to go home. 27 years later, she is bitter. And basically, this is her way of like hacking through Fairyland and working out her frustrations. And the Fairyland basically trying to fight back against this terribleness that is spewing forth from this still cute 7-year-old looking girl that has this bitter 40-year-old person inside, as she just kind of seeks her revenge on the fairy world that has kind of kept her stuck here for 30 some odd years or whatever. It is hilariously written. It is adorable. It is still ultra violent. This is definitely not something for kids, even though it looks kind of like kids. I highly suggest picking this one up. I definitely want to see how this one goes. This is actually something I haven't read in the past. I love this story, and I love the art. I love everything about it. And it took me a while to get through because I was kind of trying to tell everybody in the store about how things were going, and they were just telling me to shut up and read. So, yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now. I Hate Fairyland. Definitely pick up this series. Definitely look for it. And this is definitely one of my highest recommendations for comic.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in this week. We really appreciate it. Make sure to comment, check out our Patreon page, click the follow button, like, let us know what you think about everything. Also, make sure to keep up this week on all of the things on our channel. We're going to have a bunch of our girls doing some new unboxings, some questions, I believe. I'm going to be doing an unboxing, so make sure you keep up to date with us. Make sure you check in Tim's Capes and Scowls.
Yeah.
And we will be back same time next week. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, guys, one quick point I want to make at the end of this story for those of you guys who are still here. October 1st, Comic Book Store has been our home for these last month and a half to almost 2 months now. They treat us extremely well. So make sure you come out and show your appreciation October 1st. It's going to be their anniversary sale. The entire store has some sort of sale. So percentage off comics, percentage off back orders, percentage off this Harley Quinn thing if it's still here.
It won't be.
It is definitely a sale that you need to hit up. Literally everything you could possibly want in this comic book store is going to be marked off in some value. So October 1st, 12 to 4, the girls will be here cosplaying. There'll be Pokestops going on. So whether you like Pokemon, whether you like comics, whether you like board games, anything that you might think that you might like as a nerd, it's going to be here and it's going to be marked off. So definitely stop by.